Welcome to the show. We are live now, and welcome to Empower. And I shall be your host, as usual and as always. Thank you for joining me anywhere you are in the world. God bless you. I appreciate you've been with me for a couple of days, and today's show promises to be different. So I'll be starting immediately. We have no time to waste. Thank you anywhere you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me. I remain your host, Daniel Goldmind, the man with the large heart. I thank you for being a part of the show. I appreciate all you have been doing in supporting this show with your comments, your kind words, and everything you've been doing. I really appreciate. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I will be talking about Thanksgiving, the heart of gratitude, the right thing to do. But today's topic is different. Today's topic, we're getting into it immediately. There's no time to waste because we should be having approximately 45 minutes to 1 hour, or just a little bit above 1 hour. So I'll be getting into today's topic as soon as possible. Thank you for watching anywhere you are in the world. It's already night here in Miami Beach. The time right now is almost 7 o'clock. To be precise, it's 6:51, and we should be ending in an hour. Thank you, I appreciate, and I'll be starting today's topic. I will be making a lot of points because today's message makes a lot of sense. It's what you and I are already involved in. Because I said on this show, we'll be talking about real life issues as it affects you and I. So that's what this show is all about. This show is called Empower, as you can see behind me, and we're starting right now. Thank you. So today's topic is a little bit different from the last 2 days we started. Today we are talking about what directly affects you and I. What directly affects us, because we are responsible for our own lives. We are the architects of our own destiny. Our destiny is our own hands. So today's topic is, you live in a world you create. That's today's message. You live in a world that you created. You live in a world you create. That's today's message, and I'm getting into it as soon as possible. When God created this world, when He created the earth, He put humans into a garden. God created a world for human beings, which is called the Garden of Eden. If you go back to history, how God created, that's the history of the world, right? You agree with me that God created the first man and the first woman, Adam and Eve, and He put them in a garden. God created the world and He put mankind in that world so that they can be who God has created them to be. So God put them in the Garden of Eden. But what happened? Man decided to create his own world by disobeying God, right? Adam and Eve disobeyed God and they created their own world. So God put man out of the world He created for man, right? God created man, created woman, put them in the Garden of Eden, because He created them. God was responsible for man and women when He created this world. So He put them in His own world, which is the Garden of Eden. But when man grew to be responsible for himself, when women grew to be responsible for themselves, they created their own world, and they were taken out of God's presence from the garden. Do I make sense? Let's interact. This is very interactive, like I said. Let's interact if you're watching me. God created man, created woman, put them in His own world, the Garden of Eden. When man grew to be responsible, when women grew to be responsible, or the first woman grew to be responsible, they created their own world because they disobeyed God, and God put them out of His world and put them in their own world. So the topic of today is, you live in the world you create. You are responsible for everything that happens to you. You might not be directly responsible for it because of the evil that is in the world today, but you decide the world you want to live in. Basically, the world you decide to live in is solely responsible on you. It's your responsibility. It's on you to create your own world. Okay? So, I'll be going further. Let me take it a step further. The life you live right now is as a result of the world you create for yourself. Your lifestyle at this moment, as we speak, is a responsibility of the world you have decided to create for yourself. No one is responsible for your life except you. Our parents brought us into this world by giving birth to us. But what comes of our life, what becomes of our lives in success or failure, is solely our own responsibility. If you want to live a good life, you create a good life for yourself. No one is responsible to create your own life for you. You're responsible to create your own life for yourself. All right? Your life is as a result of what you created for yourself. Nobody, I repeat, nobody is responsible for the life you live. You decide to put yourself in a situation as it were. Right? You might not be responsible for that situation, but it's your responsibility to stay in that situation. That is, if you are down, it's your choice to either stay down or to stay up. It's your responsibility. It's your choice if you decide to stay down or you decide to go up. Nobody is responsible for the life you create for yourself. Okay? So, the world you live in was created by you in the past, consciously or unknowingly. Any life you live right now is as a result of what you have been creating in the past. Okay? Your future is determined by the world you create for yourself now. The world you will live in the future in your lifetime is what you will build right now. If you know you want a better life in the future, if you know you want to live a good life in the future, you have to build it. You have to create it. You have to recreate it. It's your responsibility. And I'll be showing you how. I'll be telling you how you can create a better life for yourself in the future. If you know you need it. It's very, very important. If a rich man, right, is already rich, he has money, he's successful. If he creates a messy future for himself, he's going to live in that future for himself. Believe me. He's already successful in his life. He already has everything going for himself. He has a good family at home. If he creates a messy future, he is going to live in that messy future. That is why every day you wake up, it's your responsibility to create the kind of life you want. It's a daily responsibility. If you want to be empowered, it's a daily responsibility. You can't do it once and forget it tomorrow. If you do it today and you forget it tomorrow, the tomorrow ain't going to be fine. That's just the gospel truth. These are the principles that God has laid down for you and I. These are the things that God put in the structure, in the process when he created this world. Prayer cannot change it. Forget it. There's no amount of prayer that can change day and night, rain and shine, winter and summer. Okay? Prayer will not change the principles. A lot of us go to church. A lot of us believe in God, but there are some principles that has been laid down since the foundations of the earth. That is our responsibility to walk with that principle so that things can be good for us. The life you live right now is as a result of the life you created in the past for yourself. Nobody is responsible for your life. The onus is on you to create the world you want to live in. No one is responsible. No one is to be blamed. Your parents can only do as much as they can do. The government can only do as much as they can do. That's the truth. The government cannot do everything for us. That's the truth. They won't put food on your table. They won't put clothes on your body. They won't put a roof over your head. They won't send you to school and give you a job. Forget it. It's not going to happen. So if you know you want the good things of life, you have to create that life for yourself. Okay? You have to live a good life that you want. Everything you do today will be the harvest you reap tomorrow. Everything you do today will be the harvest you will harvest tomorrow in your lifetime. Your words, your thoughts, your action, and your deeds is a summation of the life you are living, and that you will live in the future. That's the gospel truth. Everything we do in our lifetime comes back to us as a result of what we've been doing before. If you know you need a good life, if you know you want to live above the situation you are living right now, if you know you want to live above the status quo, if you know you want to live above average, create it. Nobody is responsible for what is happening or that will happen to you. Life is full of up and downs, up and down, up and down. It's your responsibility to stay up. If you want to soar like an eagle, it's on you. But if you want to crawl way down low, it's on you. It's your responsibility. The life you live, the world you create, is on you. God created us into this world to recreate the world. That's what this show is all about. It's all about empowerment. We are created to be a co-creator with God. We are meant to help creation. We are not living for our own selves. We are living for humanity. That's just gospel truth. The trees don't live for themselves. The trees that you see around us, they give out oxygen. We take in oxygen. We give out what? Carbon dioxide for the trees. So they can be photosynthesis and plants can grow. That's just the gospel truth. It's a cycle, it's a system that God has created for you and I to profit with. So why are humans trying to break that cycle? When you break the hedge, the serpent will strike. That's the gospel truth. When you break the edge, serpent will strike you. When Adam and Eve disobeyed God, they were taken out of the garden. If you want to remain in the garden, you have to walk by the principles. It is not rocket science. It's not going to fall on you. It's a responsibility. Daily responsibility. Consciously taking steps every day to make your life better. Consciously doing what it takes to take yourself out of that situation. We'll be talking about 3 main points tonight that will help you to recreate a better world for yourself. Like Christians will say, I'm a Christian, to live in the presence of God, right? To live a better life in the future. I'll be taking those points one after the other, so stay with me, don't go nowhere. It promises to be one of the best shows of our lifetime. And today's topic, we deal with a lot of topics we'll be talking about in the future, because every single day that God gives me the breath to breathe, wake up in the morning, I will make sure we have this show. I will make sure it's my responsibility to be on her for you and I. Okay? I'll be taking this point one after the other, so stay with me. At every point in our lives, we are responsible for our own actions. Yeah. Here in the US, we know the actions you take, you either reap the consequences, you face the music, or you reap the benefits. It's what it is. It's just what life is about. It's about taking responsibilities for your own actions. Your parents, my parents, our great-grandparents can only do as much as they can. That's the truth. They cannot do everything for us. Your parents will not stand on judgment day for you. You will stand for yourself. Your kids cannot stand for you. You won't stand for your kids. They will stand for themselves. We all have what? A unique fingerprint. To access my magnificent home, my magnificent condo, I'm proud, I thank God. You need a fingerprint for access. That's the truth. If you don't have a fingerprint, sorry, you cannot come in. So what am I talking about? The fingerprint of everyone is unique. No matter how much you love your parents, your kids, your wife, your husband, your neighbors, this is different. Everybody's fingers is different. Our fingerprints are different. So the point is, you are responsible for your own life. Now let me take you through the points one after the other. We're already talking about actions. That is, the actions you put out. You take responsibility for your actions. There's something missing, right? When people talk about actions, they talk about deeds, they talk about words. One thing is missing: your thoughts. How do you think? How you think determines the life you live. And the life you live determines the consequences or the benefits you reap. I always focus on my thoughts. The way I think is what takes me into the world I live. The way you think is what takes you into the world you live. You cannot change the process. The process is your thoughts, your words, and your action. When God created this world, it started in his mind. God was already thinking about it. He already had it in his mind. Your mental picture is your actual future. What you're thinking about the most is what will happen to your life. What you imagine in your mind is what will form a mental picture that will invariably happen to your life. That's just the truth. It all starts and begins with you. The world you intend to live in, create it from your mind, from your thoughts. Think positive. The law of attraction starts from your mind. It develops into your heart. Then it attracts what you are thinking about. Some people don't even do nothing. Some people just are laid back. They lay back, they lay low, they don't do shit. But guess what? Why do we always think, why is this person always falling into bad situations? Check what they're thinking about. Some people don't even leave home. Some people don't even go out. Some people don't even do anything. But they still face some situations. We wonder what is happening. Check the content of their heart. Check their mindset. What you think about will form your words and invariably form your actions, how you interact with people. I focus always on my thinking. What you think about really matters a lot. Change your thinking and change your life. The moment you start thinking right, you will start saying the right things and you start doing the right things. It's not the other way around. You cannot start with your action is not what will determine your thoughts. It's your thoughts that determine your action. That is why in the legal system, they call it premeditated murder. When people commit homicide, they call it premeditated murder. Why? Because they already thought about it. That's how the judge is going to take the case up. The judge is going to say, this homicide is first degree, second degree, whatever degree murder it is, it was premeditated. You already thought about it. You already acted upon it on your mind. You already figured it out in your mind before you carried out the action. So the responsibility is on you to think the right things. You can't keep thinking wrong and act right. It's not going to work that way. If you think the wrong thing, you will say the wrong things and you will act the wrong way. That's how it works. It's a process. So it all begins in your mind. That's why when we read, we are assimilating what we're reading because we are trying to figure it out in our mind. We are trying to think about what we're reading. That's why they say go to school, study, get a degree, blah, blah, blah. They are only trying to change our mindset. That's why before any revolution happens, good or bad, there must be a campaign, a propaganda, a movement. There must be the word that people have to come together and start chanting a particular word. And we are all used to it. We all know about how politicians start a movement. We are all used to it, how political movement starts. It all begins with someone sitting, noticing something, figuring it out in his mind, and starting a movement. And they have a slogan. So for us, it's empower. We're trying to empower ourselves. We're trying to empower our world to live in a peace world, to live in a world that you and I believe is suitable for our being. God created everyone unique in their own unique ways, with their own unique talent, with their own unique potential to live the best of their lives. Okay? So, if you know your human capital is something you really want to develop, you have to get empowered. Because some people will never give you a chance. You have to empower yourself. If you can't get a job, create one. That's how much you have in you. That's how much potential, how much power you have. I'll be mentioning another point. It's the willpower. Willpower. What is willpower? Willpower is the ability for you to make decisions and carry out the actions. Your willpower lies in your ability to make decisions and follow it up with an action. When the leaders, politicians, or whoever we elect into office, when they don't perform, we say what? They lack the political will. What that means is they lack the ability to carry out the actions, to effect the decision, to bring the decision into reality. How does it affect you and I? Your willpower. You have the power to carry out a will, to carry out an action. It's on you because God already put that ability, that skill, that competence in you. When someone is trying to become a medical doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, a software engineer, or whatever you desire in your life, you want to be the best at it. The willpower helps you make the sound decision to carry out the action. When athletes go to play their games, in basketball, in football, in soccer, rugby, baseball, any sports, any athletic sports at all, they already have the willpower. They made the decision to be the best in their career. Same thing goes with you and I. Same thing goes for you and I. You have to get up every day, carry out the will, because you have the power. If you wake up in the morning and decide not to go to work, you don't get paid for that day. So your willpower lies in your ability to carry out the actions and decide, the decision making to carry out the right actions that supports your will. That's called the willpower. So if you know the life you live right now is not the best for you, or you're not living your best, you need to use your human capital, your mind, to live the life you want. It's your responsibility, people. It's on you. So your willpower lies in your ability to carry out the sound decision and actions that follows it. And that goes to every day of your life. When you wake up in the morning, you pray, get yourself ready for work, get kids ready, get the wife, the family ready, go get it, go for it. Okay? Each human have that responsibility to live their best life. It's your responsibility to make it work out for you. Nobody's going to make it happen for you. We already talked about thoughts. Let's talk about words. Words comes after thoughts. When you think about it, you say it. How do you know the content of someone's heart? By what they say. How do you know if someone is good or if they're bad? It's from the content of their heart. A lot of people that do not talk, you won't really know who they are. You know people by what they say. If you want to know someone, I said it in my book, we have it right here. If you want to know the content of someone's heart, you need to hear what they say. That's the gospel truth. I have a lot of stories, but I don't want to go into stories tonight because of our time. I'm going to tell us a lot of stories. I'm a very good storyteller. You will follow my stories and you will learn a lot of wisdom. So, if you want to know how people think, you listen to what they say. When you hear people talk, you can determine the content of their heart. And you know if they are for you or against you. Never live in the wrong environment. The wrong environment is not physical. It's when what people say to you. It's the action people carry out against you. That's when you know. But guess what? What makes you sink? What sank the Titanic was not the water around it. It was the water inside it. The moment people cannot get into you, you cannot sink in life. You remain afloat. When you let people's action, words, and deeds get to you, that's when you start sinking. Don't let what people do. Don't let what the government does. Don't let what leaders do. Don't let the policies of politicians affect your life. Don't let it. Don't let it get into you. Don't let the water outside sink the ship inside. Okay? Do not let what's happening around you, what people are saying, what people are doing, don't let it affect you. What you do, what you think about, what you say is what makes you fly or sink. What makes you stay afloat or sink. It's you. The Titanic did not sink because of the water around it. The Titanic sank because of the water that came inside the ship. So, if you know you want to stay afloat, you want to fly like an eagle, if you want to fly like an eagle, you want to be on course all the time, you always want to keep your mind straight, you want to keep your mind right, think right, act right, and say the right things. God started the creation of this world and saw when he said. The creation of this world came as a result of, and God said. Guess what? We are created in the likeness and the image of God. So, we have that ability, that power, willpower, to see what we say. When you say something, you see something. Okay? It's what you say that you see. Your words control your world. When you wake up in the morning, why people pray when they wake up is because they're trying to speak into their day. They're trying to control their day. They're trying to make sure the best of the day comes to them. Look at how Jesus Christ put it. When he taught us how to pray, it was saying, it was word. It was saying, let thy will, let this be, let thy will. And God said, let there be. The same ability is in you. The same image that God is who you are. You are created in the image and the likeness of God. You are wonderfully and you are perfectly and wonderfully made in the image of God. So you have the ability of God in you to speak what you want to see. When you speak right, you see right. When you think right, you see right. You can't think negative and see positive. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. If you speak negative things, you will not experience positive things. If you think negative thoughts, you will not experience positive things in your life. So it begins with the thoughts in your heart to speak the right word to your situation or in your life. So when people wake up in the morning and they say they pray, it might not be the way you pray. People might not pray the way you pray. People might not know God the way you know God. People might not serve God the way you serve God. But everybody at some point speak. A lot of people don't even believe in God. That's the gospel truth. A lot of people do not believe in God. But guess what? Good things happen to them because they say the right things. Good things happen to them because they think the right things. Good things happen to them because they live the right way and they carry out the right actions. That's just the law and the principles of this universe that surrounds us. It's not really about the environment you live in, but the atmosphere you create around your life. The atmosphere you create around your life is what determines the life you live. If you want to live an heavenly life, you have to speak heavenly words. You have to think heavenly things. You have to act heavenly actions. It's just the principle. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. Okay? You can work, you can do any hustle. If you don't think right, you don't speak right, and you don't act right, forget it. It's all going down to the drain. You can make $1 billion in one day. It's possible. You can make $1 million in one day. You can make thousands of dollars in one day. But guess what? The only way to keep it is to think right, is to say the right things and live the right life. I hope you're following me. Don't go nowhere. Okay? So we've talked about willpower. We've talked about your mindset, your thoughts. We've talked about your words. How about your action? Let's talk about your actions a little bit. When you know something and you don't act on it, it's useless to you, your family, and your neighbors. Whatever you know and you don't act on it, it's as good as useless. Imagine a doctor, a medical doctor, MD, who has a lot of knowledge and don't put it to use. How useful is it for us? How useful is it for himself and the world around us? So whatever you know and you don't act on it is useless to you, your family, your neighbors, and the world. So if you know anything, put it to work. Work on it. Develop a willpower. It's not easy, but it's possible. The word impossibility, we all know, means I am possible. Okay? So, anything you know, act on it. Carry it out. Give it a try. Winners do not quit. Quitters don't win. When you finally fail is when you quit. I put it in my book. When you fail is when you quit. As long as you refuse to quit, you will always be successful. You will always make it. Consistency. We talked about it yesterday. For those of us that were not around yesterday, or for some reason you couldn't join me, check our message yesterday where we talk about consistencies. Consistency, waking up every day and doing, taking steps that will take you to your destination. Please check my message from yesterday. You'll love it. We talked about consistency and a lot of things. So, today, we're talking about creating the world you want to live, living in a world you created. So we've talked about your thoughts, your words, your action, your deeds. And we are still talking about your action. So, like I said, anything you know, or anything you think you know, and you don't act on it, is useless to the world. It's useless to yourself. So whatever you think you know, or whatever you know, you have to act it. In the Bible, right? The Bible talked about the acts of the apostles. Not their words, but their actions. What they did in their lifetime. What are you doing in your lifetime? Every great person did not live for themselves. No. Billionaires, millionaires, great humanitarians, they didn't live for themselves. They didn't live for their families alone. They didn't live for the neighborhood alone. They didn't live for just their community. They lived for the world. Okay? Live your life for the next person. Okay? Let the community feel your impact. It doesn't have to be too much. Little things matter. Little things count. Act on it. Whatever you know, let it be beneficial to the world around you. Okay? Let humanity feel your impact. If you want to write your name in gold, if you want to write your name for the next generations, for the generations after you to know about you, you need to act for humanity. You need to carry it out. The onus is on you. The responsibility is on you. If people live for themselves, we will not have this life we had today. The technology and advancement, the miracles in medicine, the ingenuity of humans, the inventions around us, man going to the moon, and creations of the world, civilization, industrialization, will not be experienced if people decided to live for themselves. You are not created for yourself alone. You are created for the world around you. You are created for the world at large. So act in accordance with your thoughts and your words. I mentioned earlier that your mental picture is your actual future. The world you create in your mind is the world you will live in reality. Some people call it a dream. Some call it imagination. Some call it thinking, critical thinking. You have to task your brain. You have to just go for it. You have to think. You have to lie down, create an atmosphere that will enable you to do what? To get into your deep thoughts. Deep thoughts results to great works. I'll take that again. Deep thoughts, critical thinking, as we call it in sciences, results to great works. When you think great things, you will do great things. When you think great things, you will do great things. So deep thoughts results to great works. So think deep. Do great in life. Don't live just for yourself. Live for humanity. Don't think just for yourself. Think for humanity. The solution of someone's life is in your hands. Carry it out. Go deep into your soul. The solution of humanity is in your hands. What you enjoyed today was someone's thoughts. It was someone's action. The greatest invention of our time, the microphone, the mobile phone, your TV gadgets, your electronics, your devices, the sciences, medicine, what people thought about it. The curriculum you read in school was someone's thoughts, was a group of people that came together and decided to put that together so that you and I can have a better life. Contribute your own quota to humanity. Okay? Make sure you contribute what you can. It doesn't have to be to millions of people or thousands of people. One person is enough. What you do every day to improve the life of one will always come back to you. They say, what you make happen for others, God will make it happen for you. People that don't believe in God, they believe the universe will make it happen for you because the energy you put out will always come back to you. It's just the gospel truth. We'll go a little bit into the law of what? Sowing and reaping. The law of karma. The law of cause and effect. People give it different names for different reasons, but it means the same thing. The law of sowing and reaping, the law of karma, the law of cause and effect is applicable everywhere in the world. There's no human that is not subject to these laws. What you do today will be the results you reap tomorrow. What you make happen for people today is what will happen to your life tomorrow. You can never get away with it. The things you think about today, the words you speak today, the actions you carry out today will be the result of your future. When we went to school to get our degrees, we did our masters, further our education. We didn't get the degree the first day we stepped into class. No. We went through the process, went to class, take the courses, did well in our grades, and we earned the degree. That's how it works. You have to earn it. Nothing is given in life. You have to earn it. If you know you want to earn better pay, if you know you want to have better paychecks, what do? Put the work to it. You earn it. That's why they say, oh, the hourly pay or the weekly pay or the monthly pay is earned. If you want to earn more, you have to do more. It's what it is. It is the principles. That's what guides, that's what That's what we all live by. That's the principle that works everywhere in the world. You can never escape from it. The actions you put today will be the result of the life you live tomorrow. So it's all about cause and effect. You can't escape from it. So if you know you want to live a better life tomorrow, you have to do the right things today. Why? The life you live now is what you did yesterday. Is what you did in the past. So if you know you need a new life, you have to act a new, you have to act the new life. You have to speak the new things. You have to think the new things. If you know you want to see good things, you have to think good, you have to speak good, you have to act good. That's just how it works. You cannot speak negatively and expect to see positive things. It doesn't work that way, people. I've seen a lot of people talk about great things, but they don't do great things. You can't sit back and react and complain and expect to see and live a good life. If you get it by chance, you will lose it by chance. That's just the truth. The energy you create for yourself is what surrounds your life. If people create a negative energy or a positive energy for you, it's only a matter of time before you start creating your own energy that will either make you sustain it or lose it. Money is just paper. What you see right here, you can see, is nothing. This, all this you see, all this is paper, it's nothing. It can go like this. It can fizzle out. But guess what? Nothing can take what you have created in your mind. Nothing can take it. That's why I call myself the man with the gold mind. What makes this world precious is not the resources. What makes a country great or a country rich or a country wealthy is not the resources in those countries. It's the human capital, what the people can do, how the people think, what they can create with what they have. That's why it looks like a lot of rich countries are so poor. They're rich in resources, but they are so poor because they cannot do anything with those resources. They are human, the human beings, the citizens cannot profit or they cannot benefit from those resources. When a country is suffering, something is missing. It's not in what is under their legs or what is under their feet. It's what's in their mind. It's what is inside of them. It's the content of their heart. People can turn paper into gold. This is paper. It was turned into money. This is nothing. What's the real you, what you are really worth, is in you. It's in your mind. It's the content of your heart. It's not by what you earn. It's not this. Your worth is what is in your mind, what you can deliver, what you can offer. The solution you give is what make you what is what make you a living you earn. We all wake up every day to earn a living, right? It's because of the solutions we are bringing to the table. Hello? The solution you bring to the table, the solution you bring to your world, guarantees what you earn, your take home, guarantees what you make in a month, in a week, in an hour. Okay? It's the solution you are able to bring to the table. Determines what you earn. If you solve more problems, you will earn more money. You will earn a better living. We are all involved in the problem solving of this world. That's what creates the ecosystem that makes the world go round. Okay? It's like a cycle of productivity. The solution I bring to the table is what makes me earn a living. The solution you bring to the table is what makes you earn a living. No solution, no earning. No wages, no reward. Be a problem solver. Be a solutionist. Solve one problem. a day. It could be as little as nothing, but it's worth the solve. It's worth the solution. The solution you bring to the table earns you a living. What you earn right now is as a result of the solution you bring into the table. Is as a result of the problems you're solving right now. If you want to earn more, you have to solve more problems. You earn more because you solve better problems. Okay? So people earn more, solve more. Solve more, earn more. You are worth, right now, the solution you solve. Yesterday, we talked about productivity, right? How productive you are, living a valuable life. Okay? That was what we talked about yesterday. And the day before, we talked about the build up to everything we'll be talking about on each day. And I want you to go back to all my messages. It's available on all social media platforms. It's on YouTube, Peace World on YouTube. YouTube.com/Peace World. You see all the messages on YouTube. And you can always watch it at any time at your own convenience. Okay? So, the problems you solve is what brings the earning you live by, the reward of your life, the wages that comes to you. Okay? The problems you solve is what makes you earn a living. It doesn't matter what you read in school. These days, a robot wants your job. That's the future. A lot of us are already aware about that now. There's something we call artificial intelligence. That's the future of technology, and that's the direction this world is going. A robot will start doing what you think you can do, or the degree you think you earned in school. A robot will solve the problem like this. In medical sciences, in engineering, in social life, in daily life, in workplace, in the workforce, in the labor market, in the economy, robots will solve problems. These days, you can ask your phone things. You can ask an ordinary speaker things. Hey Siri, what is this? Hey Alexa, what is this? Hey, and they will tell you. It's going to improve. Where you can tell an artificial intelligence object, and it will give you the solution just by telling you. You walk into the hospital, what happens? It's not a medical doctor that will diagnose you. A robot will diagnose you. And the robot might even treat your sickness or your ailment. So don't think the future is going to be easy. A robot wants your job. Artificial intelligence is going to take over a lot of things. Don't be complacent. Develop yourself. Start doing what humans can do. The first show, we talked about how you can control technology and don't let technology control you. Those are the people that own the future. The future is in the hands of people that can control technology. The moment you let technology control you, you'll be a subject to control. Your life will be controlled. But the moment you can control technology, you are in charge. Okay? So develop yourself to be in charge. Develop yourself to be in control. The moment a robot, artificial intelligence can do what you do, you're out of place. You're losing your job. In most of the stores right now, especially at CVS, and some of the stores we all visit, Walmart and all that, CVS, Walmart, Whole Foods, Walgreens, and a lot of other big retailers. What happens? You can do self-checkout. You don't even need a front desk to help you check out. That's artificial intelligence for you. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, this was not possible. If they told someone 10, 20 years ago that, listen, when you go into a store and you want to check out your groceries or the things you bought, the items you bought in the store, you don't need a front desk. They told you it was a lie 20 years ago because people thought it was impossible. But guess what? It's happening in our time. 2020 is around the corner. We are just a year or two to 2020. You will see wonders. Be ready to see it. You'll be surprised. So get yourself ready. Develop your human capital. Don't live the future like you're in the past. Live for the future, because that's how you're created. You are programmed for progress. Programmed for progress. To move forward. To be in tune and in line with time. God created you for progress. You are programmed for progress. To always do things forward. Right? So, if you know you want to keep your job, you want to live a better life, you want to see better things, you have to live the right, you have to think the right things, you have to say the right word, you have to do the right things, and guess what? You have to solve better problems. You have to be in control. So, we'll be rounding off in 10 minutes. Thank you for joining us, everybody. I appreciate, I can see you all. I can't really read everybody. Right now on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, I can see everybody. Believe me. But because of our time, I can't really shout out to everyone. But I see you, and I appreciate that you took out the time to join me for at least 1 hour. That's what delights me. That's what gives me joy. For us to be able to interact and add positively to each other's lives, to make the world a better place. I really appreciate, believe me, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for joining me. We'll be rounding up in a couple of minutes, like 10 more minutes, okay? I'll be making a couple of announcements like we used to do, if you've always been watching the show, and I appreciate you joining me. I mean, this podcast is going to be an everyday thing. I'm sorry you can't really see some of the items I have because I have to make sure we stop at the right time. I don't want to take too much of your time so we all can get back to our daily lives. But all I ask for you is just that 1 hour every day to join me on this show to make a difference in our world. The show is called Empowered. I'll be your host every single day, and it promises to be the best show of your life. Believe that. This is my commitment to humanity, and I'm going to do the work of He that sent me. Because night cometh when no man can do the work. 10, 20 years ago, we were young boys, doing our thing. We had aspirations. We had hopes. We wanted to become. Some people wanted to be medical doctors. Some people wanted to be lawyers. Some people wanted to be engineers. Some people wanted to work, software engineers, doing coding. Some people wanted to be petrochemical engineers, working in the oil industry. Everybody wanted to be successful one way or the other. But some of us are not medical doctors, some are not engineers, some are not, but everybody is doing well with their lives because of just that heart desire, that hope that you have, that goal that you set for your life. You are living the right life. I want to encourage someone. That's the right thing to do. That's how to get the job done. The government will not do this already. Let me be honest with you. I will be talking about it a lot of time. I said we'll be talking about political intelligence too, and we'll be talking about emotional intelligence. But I don't want to go on that today. We'll be talking about it some other time. So make sure you always join me on this show. You will love it. There's already a timeline. This world is already programmed. Forget it. Forget what people are saying, who is in power, which politician is running for what. There's already a timetable. Let me put it that way. This world is running on a timetable. Some things will not change. Power will change hands from one politician to the other. Political parties will come into power and go, but this world already have a timetable. Some things will never change. They will just, politicians can make you promises. Anybody can promise you anything. They can make you have wishful thinking. People can give you, people can give you an opium. Yeah, people can fantasize. People can make you feel, it's like ecstasy. It's like fantasizing. It's like adrenaline, People can pump you up. People can motivate you. We'll also be talking about that. Motivational speakers that are giving false hope. We'll talk about it on this show. This show is real life issues. We're talking about real talk from the heart. You can go for all kinds of motivational speaking shows. I did that in my lifetime. I read books. Forget it. When it comes to motivational books, I read a lot. When it comes to listening to motivational speakers, you can't find me wanting. I'm part of the game. But guess what? Most of it is false hope. It's either they're trying to sell the book, want your money. You can listen to it for 10, 20 years and nothing will happen to you. But guess what? The only thing that makes the difference is when you act on what you hear. When you go out there and make it happen. It's your responsibility. All they can do is talk. All you can do is talk. But the moment you take actions, you are winning. The only thing that guarantees your winning is taking actions, taking the right steps, doing the right things. So we'll be looking at a lot of things, talking about a lot of issues that affect our lives on a daily basis, and you will be glad you're always part of this show. Believe me, I really appreciate your being a part of the show today. I thank you for watching me anywhere you may be in the world. I appreciate from the bottom of my heart. We have this book, Money Book for Financial Empowerment. It's totally free. It's free for everybody. Go to our website right now as I speak, apeaceworld.com or peacetrustfund.com. A as in Apple, peace as in peaceworld.com, apeaceworld.com or peacetrustfund.com to get your free copy. And also, like I said yesterday and the day before, and every day I'll be emphasizing it, the cash money is free for the person that shares this video the most. I'm already seeing someone who is really working hard at that. I will encourage you to be that person. Nothing is given for free. There's a catch to everything. The catch to this is when you share the video. To earn it, you have to earn it. And when you go to our website to get your free copy of your book, you also earn it. If you know, I told myself something. You only value what you pay for. Okay? You only value what you pay for. Okay? Nothing is given for free. When you work for it, you value it. So work for it. Okay? Work for it, people. Work for it. Share the video to win the cash prize. Go to our website and earn your free book. It's all free. It's a 130 pages book. It's highly inspiring. It's highly motivating. It will boost your passion. It's going to pump you up. It's going to help you achieve the next goals of your life. It's going to help you get to the next level of your life. All right? And we also have a lot of giveaways. I'll be bringing that up, or bringing most of the items to us very soon in terms of the wearable technology, the AirPods, the speakers, the earbuds, the mobile banks, the mobile bank chargers, that is, the mobile chargers that you can use to charge your phone is solar powered. So bringing all that out to give everyone. Christmas is around the corner. I'm wishing you all happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is tomorrow, and we'll be talking about gratitude, the right attitude. Tomorrow, join me on the show. I'll be talking about gratitude, the right attitude. Okay, so it's going to be interesting, I promise, like always. It's going to be interesting. Make sure you join me. I'm going off now on Instagram. because it's already an hour on Instagram. It's 3 seconds on Facebook and on YouTube. So thank you, people. God bless you for joining me. See you tomorrow. And I appreciate it. God bless you, everybody. Thank you.